going live, and you are looking live at Sold Out Giant Stadium, where today the 15-0 New York Giants will be taking on the 0-15 Green Bay Packers. Why the Green Bay Packers 0-15? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, or possibly watch the replay of this? Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys absolutely rock. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here, as I try to usually do. Anybody got anything to say? Throw it in the chat box. I check up on it from time to time, So anything got anything to say, any comments, anything at all, just fire away and I'll check it out, right, from time to time. But, boy, I'll tell you what, I seen it was kind of like with Jaylen Smith. Right? I mean, how, just because, you were playing football last year, I mean, if you're a free agent, doesn't always mean you're going to be signed. Now, if you're a decent player, right, soon somebody's going to come get you. I mean, because as we've seen with the Giants, the injury bug, I know it's hard to believe, the Giants and injuries, it's kind of synonymous. I think it's, it kind of goes hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly. New York Giants and injuries. It just, has a ring to it. But, as the season goes along, and teams start getting injured, right, and they want to try to, save their season or whatever, if you're like Jalen Smith, Landon Collins, you got guys out there who are looking for employment, right? And particularly at this time, we're already a quarter of the way through the season. Unbelievable. But, sometimes some of these guys can't get too picky, maybe where they're going to go. Maybe can't get too picky as far as how much money they're going to make either, right? Of course, Landon Collins could have told the Giants to go screw themselves, or Jalen Smith said no. But, then they might have to wait another week or two or three or four or whatever, or this might be their only employment opportunity that they might have at all throughout the season. So, but, actually we had Julian Love. He got injured. And a concussion. Hopefully it's not too bad. But, get Landon Collins on the cheap. That would be pretty good. Now, once again, he's like Jabrill Peppers, okay? Love the attitude and all of that. And you put him in the box and he can, help against the run and everything. But in coverage, he's a liability. Same thing with Jabrill Peppers. He's a liability, right? But, with Landon Collins, right, he can certainly help out, So I saw this article. I saw it this morning. And I was like, well, I saw said a Giants Landon Collins reunion. Safety could be returning to New York. Wow. Man, to get him, and then what else? An OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. reunion? Wow, I think we completed 3 passes yesterday to our wide receivers. Holy cow. I said the Giants are hosting veteran safety Landon Collins, per a report from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. He's got here, reunion in the works. Free agent safety Landon Collins is visiting the Giants on Monday, per sources, returning to the place where he made three Pro Bowls, okay, and an all-pro team. Collins will give the New York Giants defense a hybrid linebacker safety option if they reach an agreement. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Would be fantastic. And of course, yeah, as the Giants fans remember, Collins was originally drafted out of Alabama by the Giants in the second round of the 2015 draft. Giants traded up from the 8th pick in the second round to the first pick in the round to get Collins, because he probably wouldn't have made it to him. Collins exploded onto the national scene in his second year with the Giants, posting, which is 2016, when we had the good defense. That's the last time we went to the playoffs. He posted one of his best seasons by a safety in NFL history. He recorded 125 total tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, 5 interceptions. 1 got returned for a touchdown, and 13 passes defensed. That's impressive. Really, really, really impressive. His play was one of the catalysts behind the Giants' dominant defense, the team's 11-5 season, and the return to the playoffs. He was named the first team All-Pro in 2016 and made the Pro Bowl every year from 2016 to 2018. Right? Giants chose to allow Collins to leave via free agency in 2019, and he spent the next 3 seasons with the Redskins, the Washington football team, now the Commanders. Right. While Collins remained a good player with the Commanders, he never reached the heights he had with the Giants. He was also hampered by injury, suffering a torn Achilles in 2020 and a foot injury in 2021. So Collins was released by Washington following the 2021 season and remains a free agent. So in steps the New York Giants. Now, with the Pro Football Focus here in his 2016 season, right? He graded out at 81.7. Follow that up in 2017 by with the 82.3 grade. Okay. Now he's kind of gone downhill a little bit since. 2018, he graded out a 70.9. 2019, he went down to a 69.2. 2020, he graded out at a 60. And last season, he graded out a 54.7. Now, but his run defense has always been solid. Okay. Even last year when he graded out at 54.7, his run defense was an 82.5. His tackling was decent, was a 62.5. His pass rush was very good, at 74. His coverage grade last year was a 38.8. So if you're going to put him in, they're going to complete some passes on him. Okay. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, if you can get him, on the field, right? Especially if you got, if you're going to have your 3 safeties, right? If you're going to take maybe a middle linebacker route or something or whatever, and you get him in there, get him down in the box, right? To help against the run, he's going to be fantastic. If you got him going, covering a running back out of the backfield, or maybe covering a tight end or something, or whatever, they're going to probably complete some passes on him. But it is what it is. He's he remains a free agent. I'm sure that if he wants to play football, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the fans would be very, very happy to see him back here in Giants blue, including myself. I think it wasn't so much. I think it was a little bit with the Gettleman kind of thing, maybe because they didn't want to re-sign him or anything like that. What I mean. So I think he's maybe a little more pissed off, maybe kind of the Gettleman. Well, Gettleman's not here anymore, so I mean, if the Giants bring him back, I think the fans would be very, very happy to see him on the field. And I would be too. So that would be fantastic. The Giants also signed AJ Klein, okay, who's got, once again, got that familiarity. All right. They signed veteran linebacker AJ Klein to the practice squad. Okay. Now he's got some familiarity, right, from Buffalo. Giants have acquired another player with ties to Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen, right? They today signed to their practice squad linebacker AJ Klein, who has played 9 NFL seasons, including the last 2 with Buffalo, for whom Daboll was the offensive coordinator and Schoen and the assistant GM, obviously. Klein, 6'1", 240, fills the vacancy on the practice squad created when Jaylen Smith was signed to the active roster on Saturday. And Jaylen Smith did very well. Very, very well. Smith was the Giants' second leading tackler with 6 solo while playing only 31 snaps. The Bears didn't have a boatload of snaps, but I mean, he played like half the snaps, and he had 7 tackles. Right, first game back. Way to go, Jaylen! Freaking awesome. Klein joined the NFL in 2013. The 5th. Now, there's a lot of ties here. Okay, Klein in 2013 was a 5th round draft choice by the Carolina Panthers. Okay, so yeah, I believe Gettleman was there then at the time, right? In 4 seasons with the Panthers, 3 with the New Orleans Saints, and 2 with the Bills. Klein has played 134 regular season games with 81 starts and 12 postseason games with 3 starts. His career regular season total include 426 tackles, 43 tackles for loss, 15.5 sacks, 4 interceptions, 20 passes defensed, 8 forced fumbles, and 5 fumble recoveries. In the playoffs, he has 24 tackles, including 3 stops for loss, right? Klein was released by the Bills on March 8th Okay. In 2021, he played 15 regular season games with 4 starts and had 33 tackles, 4 for loss, 1 interception, and 5 pass defense. He also had 4 tackles in Buffalo's 2 preseason games that year. Okay. So now he doesn't, he's got some experience. He's got with Shane and Dable, they know what they're getting with him. Okay. But he's not, super. I'm just going by Pro Football Focus. Okay. But his last, what do we got? According to Pro Football Focus, all right, 5 of his last 6 seasons he graded out defensively. His defensive grade was in the 40s. Okay, so he's not super duper special. Okay, is he experienced veteran linebacker and all that? Yep. Does Shane and Dave will know what kind of guy he is? Is he somebody they want on their organization? Yep, absolutely. Okay, is he going to come in here and tear it up? Nope. All right. 2021, he graded out of 48.9. 2020, he graded out of 46.4. 2019, he graded out of 45.7. 2017, he graded out of 48.2. And 2016, he graded out of 46.9. Only 2018, when he was with New Orleans, he graded out of 69.9. Okay, so his run defense is a little suspect. His tackling, grade-wise, that's all I'm going by, is a little suspect, okay? Not too bad in coverage, okay, but so I mean, if the Giants, need some, some experienced depth at linebacker, he's there, okay. Maybe we won't need him, okay, but but I mean, they said they just got some familiarity with him. I mean, that's one of the big reasons why they wanted him there. Well, we got Vinny G-Man. OBJ visited the Giants today. I heard. Odell Beckham Jr. I saw Landon Collins visited the Giants. I don't know what happened. I know they signed Klein, the linebacker, to the practice squad. I haven't heard anything at all about Landon Collins, if they signed him or not. I keep checking. So, but I mean, OBJ. Well, if OBJ visited, I'm kind of pumped up about that, because I'll tell you what, they completed, as I said, I think they completed 3. David Sills caught 1 ball. Richie James caught 1 ball. And Kenny Golladay, I believe, Slayton caught 1 ball. Kenny Golladay didn't even catch a ball. So we caught 3. We completed 3 passes to our wide receivers. I don't know when OBJ will be ready. Okay, because remember, he hurt himself in the Super Bowl. He's working his freaking tail off. I'm sure of that, just to come back. So I don't know when he'll be ready. Probably won't be for maybe another month or so. But maybe he can help a team out in the second half of the season, quite possibly. I mean, if the Giants need some help. I mean, you also look at it too. If he's only going to be playing the second half of the season, he can't. The Giants don't have much money. Can't pay too much. But I mean, if he's going to play with somebody, he's not going to get, a boatload of money if he's only playing half the season. Okay. So it'll be interesting. I mean, the Giants need help. I'll tell you what, I mean, if the Giants can get Landon Collins back here, I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl. No, I'm not saying that. But I mean, get Landon Collins back and OBJ back here, but that would put some, not that we're not selling the place out or nothing, but I mean, that would get some excitement. Definitely get some excitement. Boy, if we can get, we got Azeez, right, and Kayvon, right? If we get Leonard Williams back with Sexy Dexter in there, we have a nice front 4 there, right? If Aaron Robinson can stop getting injured, we got Adoree Jackson, we got Xavier McKinney, right? If Julian Love can come back from the concussion, if we get Landon Collins back here, right? We're starting to get a decent defense. Hopefully the defense can keep carrying us through, but we're going to need some help on the offense. I'll tell you what, if we can get OBJ here, I mean, will he be the OBJ of old? No, but I mean, can he get out there, run some patterns and all that, and get open, catch the ball? Absolutely, sure. I mean, the Giants need all the help they can get, because if you think we're going to go. If we're going to have Richie James and Sills out there as our top 2 wide receivers, we're in some trouble. Okay. Running the ball, and think we're going to get 260 yards, is might be asking a bit much. Okay. So some of these teams are going to be able to stop our run. Okay. Because we don't have the greatest offensive line in the world. We got we got maybe good play call. We got Saquon there, but as you saw against Dallas, they were able to slow us down. Okay. Slow the running game down. So we need help. We need some definitely need some help. All right, then we got here the offensive grades for the players and for the team after their week 4 game against the Bears. Now, once again, Andrew Thomas reigns supreme. Okay, he's like the best offensive tackle grade-wise, according to Pro Football Focus. Okay, so for all those jackasses out there who said Andrew Thomas was like the worst one out of the 4, because he's going to be tied to those 4 guys will be tied. Those 4, Becton and Wirfs and Wills and Thomas, those guys will be tied for all eternity. Okay. So when Andrew Thomas was struggling his first year and second year, because he had like problems with his feet, problems with his ankles, but now apparently a lot of that seems to be cleaned up and everything. Now he's the best offensive tackle. So we took the best offensive tackle in that class, period. End of story, bar none. Anybody thinks different, you're wrong. Okay, so we got the best tackle in all of football. Hopefully, Evan Neal, he went out of the game with an injury to his neck. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. I'll have to wait and see. But Andrew Thomas, he graded out at 87. Okay, he's still just dominating. Let me see here see what his season grade is here. He's great. He's grading out, okay, after 4 games, grading out at a 92.1. Okay. His first year, he graded out a 62. Last year, he stepped it up to almost a 79. This year, so far, long way to go. I get it. He could get a lot worse. He can get even better. Right now, he's at a 92.1. Okay. Way to go, Andrew. You are the frickin' man. Man, I'm so happy we drafted that guy. And I'll tell you what, when Evan Neal start getting this down, getting better, watch out, baby. We're going to have ourselves 2 good bookends. Daniel Jones was the best rated guy on offense, even though we didn't throw the ball hardly at all. Okay. He graded out 85.8. Chris Myrick, right? He graded out 73.9. Daniel Bellinger, he graded out a 73.0. Okay, but which is really, really good. And then you got Tanner Hudson, who graded out at a 70. So basically our 3 tight ends, Hudson, Bellinger, Myrick, okay, all graded out very, very well, which was very important because, obviously it wasn't huge in the passing game because we really didn't pass the ball much. But as far as being able to block, okay, get the running game going, that was very, very good. Matt Breida, he was only in there for 9 snaps. He had 3 carries. I believe it was 18 yards. I think it was 6 yards a carry. Way to go, Matt. Way to go, brother. Graded out a 70.3. Saquon Barkley, I'm not quite sure. He only graded out a 62.1. But Mark Lewinsky had a nice game. Graded out a 61.7. Darius Slayton, I'm not sure how he graded out a 60.7 when he dropped the touchdown pass. Thank goodness it didn't come back to haunt us. It was like, remember last year when Daniel Jones, he was wide open. It was a broken coverage against the Washington football team at the time. Daniel Jones threw it a little far. He had extended, and it kind of just tipped off the end of his fingertips. But if he caught that football, it would have been a touchdown. Okay. I think we kicked the field goal on that. But we would have gotten 4 more points because we would have gotten a touchdown. Therefore, the Giants would have beaten the Washington football team last year. But it is what it is. But so Darius Slayton has a knack for dropping touchdown passes. He did. I guess you got to congratulate him. He did catch his first pass of the season yesterday. 1. So he's got 4 games. He's got one pass reception. John Feliciano graded out a 60.1. Ben Bredesen graded out a 58.7. Okay. Kenny Golladay was in there for 27 snaps, graded out a 58.7. Marcus Johnson, wide receiver, he was in there for one snap, graded out at 57.7. Richie James was in there for 21 snaps, graded as 56.4. Gary Brightwell, they recovered that muff punt at the end of the game, 2 minutes to go, which was freaking huge. Because almost kind of would have put the lock in, would have put the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, if Gano actually kicked the 37-yard field goal, but he hit the upright. He makes 50-yarders, but a 37-yarder, he missed it. So, but see, Gary Brightwell graded out of 55.3. Evan Neal only played 42 snaps. Okay, out of the 65, so he missed like a third of the game, I guess, pretty much. He graded at 51.8, which was better than what he graded out, okay, the week before. All right, Evan Neal, let me see here. He was a 51.8, okay. Let's see, he was 45.9 against the Cowboys, so he did a little bit better this week. David Sills graded at 50.5. Joshua Zudu was in there for 8 snaps, 48.8. Devery Hamilton was in there for 23 snaps. He took over for Neal when Neal went out. Okay, he was a 48.5. And Tyrod Taylor was the worst. He was in there for 12 snaps, graded out of 47.3. I think some of it also had to do with the fact that he had the interception there. So now we go to our defensive side here, okay? There, get our defensive grades. All right. Sexy Dexter Lawrence, my man, pots and pans, leading the way, 92.7. Pass rushing grade, 93.8, because he had 2 sacks, right? So he did really good. I mean, I can't wait for we get Leo the Lion and Sexy Dexter in there, the front two, man. And then how about Jalen Smith? Played 31 snaps, first game of the season, no preseason, nothing, right? 83.8. He was in there for 31 snaps, had 7 tackles. Okay, so basically, because Tate Crowder was in there for 62 snaps, so I'm just trying to. Xavier McKinney was 62, Adoree Jackson 62. So those guys played the whole game. So basically, Jalen Smith, 31 snaps, played half the game. Okay. And he had 7 tackles. So, I'm not a rocket scientist, but if he played half the game, so if he doubled his snaps, he would have had 14 tackles. Now, of course, a lot of it also too is the Bears like to run the ball. They don't do a phenomenal job at passing the ball. However, next week, okay, when we go to Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, okay, Aaron Rodgers, last time I checked, he's a pretty good quarterback. So they're going to throw the ball a lot. So, they're going to start coming up against teams who throw the ball a lot more. But against, the run-happy Bears, okay, he had 7 tackles in 31 snaps, right? So, as I said, if he played the whole game, he would have had well over 10 tackles. So, Jalen Smith, first game back. Way to go, man. I'm so happy that they wound up re-signing him. Absolutely, really. Hopefully they can keep him. Because McFadden, he's young, he's learning and all, but he's not athletic as Jalen Smith is. Jalen Smith can more maybe side to side, a little more athletic. McFadden's more in the box. McFadden, all right, was in there for 27 snaps. He was the worst graded defensive player for the Giants. He graded out of 28.7. Okay, so I'm really happy for Jalen Smith. Then you got Fabian Moreau, all right. I'm so happy he's on the team. I tell you, I'm so happy we picked him up. Every week, seems like week in and week out. He did it. He was graded out of 74. He 49 snaps. He graded out of 74.1. Now, let me see here. Against the Cowboys, he graded out of 70.8. Okay, against Carolina, he wasn't here for week, or he wasn't on the active roster. Or he wasn't on the 53. Carolina graded out 69.5. Cowboys 70.8. This past week against the Bears, 74.1. Okay, so he's having himself his overall grade for so far this season is a 76.8. Okay, so Fabian Moreau, Very good. Very, very, very good. Really happy we picked him up too. Darnay Holmes, graded out of 70.5. Jay Crowder. Very good, Graham, because he's graded out. He's had some games where he's had a lot of tackles. He just does not grade out well, but he did very well, grading at 69.9. All right. Nick Williams, graded out of 69. Aaron Robinson was in there for 10 snaps until he got hurt and had to leave the game. Oh, God, he was a 67.7. Azeez Ojulari, 63.6. Toman Fox, he was in there for 15 snaps, 60.4. Julian Love, he was in there for 19 snaps until he got a concussion and he had to leave. He graded out of 60.2. DJ Davidson, he was in there just 9 snaps, 59.4. Kayvon, he was in there for 46 snaps. So Kayvon, his snap total certainly went up. He graded out of 58.8. Jihad Ward was in there for 37 snaps, 56.3. Xavier McKinney, 51.5. Adoree Jackson, 50.3. Oshane Ximines, he was only in there for 13 snaps, 50.7. Because obviously, like Ward, Toman Fox, Ximines, obviously, because we got Azeez and Kayvon in there, those guys' snaps obviously are going to come down. Dane Belton was in there for 46 snaps, graded out of 44.5. Okay. But the thing is with Dane Belton, okay, his coverage grade was a 42.9. Okay, that's what brought him down. However, his run defense was a 63.4 and his tackling was an 81.9. Those are his grades that he got from Pro Football Focus. Okay, so he's a more of a kind of in the box kind of guy. All right, he can help against the run defense, good at tackling. If he's got to cover somebody, maybe a back out of the backfield or a tight end or whatever, they are going to complete passes on him. Okay, but he's a kind of in the box kind of guy. All right, kind of like if we were signed Landon Collins. All right, in the box kind of guy. Justin Ellis was in there for 33 snaps. He graded at 33.6. Henry Mondeau, he was the left end. He was in there for 8 snaps, graded out of 30.5. And Micah McFadden was in there for 27 snaps, graded out of 28.7. So he had a rough game. All right, now we got the teams. Now, so it's just I'll tell you what, man. Sometimes there's no love. You get no love. I mean, there is no love. There is no love for the Giants here from Pro Football Focus whatsoever. All right. The overall team grade, okay, the Giants are 3-1. They're 31st. Only the Bears have a worse team grade than the Giants. The Giants are 60.7. The Houston Texans, who are 0-3-1, haven't won a game yet. Their overall team grade is better than the Giants. I don't know how that is. I don't know. Offensive grade. Oh, my God. Let's see. Number 1 is Cleveland Browns. They're 79. They're number 1. Chiefs are number 2. They're 78.8. Giants. Offensive grade. Oh, my God. Giants are number 30. We're tied at 30 with the 49ers. Our offensive grade is a 61. So, our passing grade. The Eagles are number 1, 85.7. Giants are number 21. We're at 62.1, our passing grade. Pass blocking. Eagles are number 1. They're 81. Our pass blocking. Okay, Giants have to be pretty much one of the worst. Giants are number 27. Our pass blocking grade for a team is 54.3. Whew. Receiving grade. There you go. The Seahawks, they're number 1, 78.2. All right, the Giants are down there. Giants are number 30 overall. 59.2, our pass receiving grade. Running grade. Giants should be decent. The Browns are number 1 at 89.0. Somehow the Giants lead the NFL in rushing yards per game. But somehow PFF has us number 21 overall at 68.5. Okay. Run blocking. Atlanta Falcons, 77.8. Once again, the Giants lead the NFL in rushing yards per game, and we're number 13 as far as run blocking, is 61.9. Defensive grades. 49ers number 1, 81.7. The Giants. Wow. Let's see. The Giants. What do we got? 1. They didn't give up any TDs yesterday. What did they give up? But 2 to the Cowboys, 3. 4 or 5. The Giants are going up like 5 touchdowns so far in 4 games. I mean, we're number 26 overall. Our defensive grade. Our defensive grade is a 58. Run defense. Dolphins are number 1 at 85. Run defense. The Giants are number 24. 53.6. We get no love. PFF, no love for the Giants. Tampa Bay, tackling grade, 80.4. Tampa Bay is number 1. Giants are number 20, 52.9. Pass rush. This one I can see as being low. Buffalo Bills, 86.6. They're number 1. Giants with pass rush here. Giants are number 22, 65.4. Now, I'm sure that went up quite a bit yesterday, considering we got 6 sacks and a bunch of hits on Justin Fields. Coverage grade. Who's number 1? San Francisco, 89.8. The New York Giants, where the heck are we at? Coverage grade. We're number 23 overall, 56.4. And last but not least, special teams grade. The Washington Commanders, 91.4. Tennessee Titans, 90.4. Wow. And the Giants are, Giants are out here. Oh, number 29, 55.4. Wow. So the Giants get absolutely no love at all from PFF as far as grades at all or anything like that. Not at all. But I mean, hopefully we'll find out a little bit more injury updates. Hopefully coming out tomorrow, find out, who's in, maybe who might be in as far as next week. Kind of hoping maybe Daniel Jones will be ready to go. Probably Davis Webb will be brought up from the practice squad. We'll have to find out hopefully more on Leo the Lion, how Julian Love with his concussion is, how Evan Neal is with his neck, Aaron Robinson, how he's doing. I mean, got a boatload of injuries. And I have to find out even more. Wan'Dale Robinson, I'm kind of hearing he might be ready to go. I'll have to see what Kadarius Toney is. So we got a lot of guys, a lot of injuries to go over. Plus, as I said, we signed the 1 linebacker to our practice squad. But I have to find out more about Landon Collins. As of right now, I haven't heard anything. As far as I know, the Giants haven't signed him, but I'll keep my fingers crossed. Hopefully he'll be on the team. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, he won't be the best in coverage, but he'll certainly help the defense out. He got that veteran presence, and he'll be really, really good in the box. But that's been 33 minutes. Vinny G-Man, you're the only one to leave something in the chat. Thank you, buddy. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Anybody at all spent any time at all watching this from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. You guys absolutely rock. Or anybody spends any time watching the replay of this, as always, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Now, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!